Hi, this is the best of chess and I'm FIDE Master Bojan Jovanovic. Today we will have a lesson about X-ray attack for an easy level. X-ray attack is deeply connected with discover attack and also has some kind of battery, but X-ray attack is much less obvious than discover attack. And now we will see a couple of illustrative examples which will help you to understand what is X-ray attack. And this is our first illustrative example. We're looking from black perspective and black is on the move in this position. Let's start with our usual thinking process and let's start with quantitative analyze. We can see that black has queen, 2 rooks, 2 bishops, 2 knights and 8 pawns, and white has also the same number of pieces and pawns. So material is even, and now we will go to qualitative analyze, and we can see that king on g8 is perfectly safe here. Queen is developed and protecting this e5 pawn together with this knight, which is also developed. So both of knights and bishops are developed, and especially this bishop can create big threats around this diagonal. So if position is somehow open, then these bishops can be very dangerous, but especially this one on g7 because of this rook on a1, which can potentially hanging. And okay, rook on a8 is undeveloped and rook on f8 is for the moment passive. But okay, this rook can be improved very easily. And okay, now we will take a look in white position, and we can see that white king is also perfectly safe. Queen is developed also both of these knights and bishop and this rook on e1. White is pressuring in the center with these pawns on f4 and e4, and okay, this bishop on c1 is undeveloped, and this rook on a1 is undeveloped, but this rook on a1 is also some kind of weakness because this rook is under X-ray attack. So this bishop is using X-ray attack to attack this rook on a1. And okay, we can see that there are a few pieces which are which does not allow to this bishop to attack this rook on a1, and we can try to use some way to move these pieces and to attack this rook on a1 and to use this X-ray attack, and we will achieve that by playing, of course, ef4. And after this move, white respond with gf4, but okay, white could also respond, for instance, with bishop f4, and now white does not want to take the center, but white is developing his pieces, which is undeveloped, and after this move black will play knight e5, and this is slightly better position for black because of bad position of these knights on not so bad position but very passive position of these knights on g2 and f1, and the position of black is much more natural than white's position. And okay, anyway, white played gf4, and now we should try to find a way how to move and this knight and this pawn from this way of attacking, and that will achieve by sacrificing this knight on e4, and after knight e4 d4, or white will have one pawn less than white. So after this move we can see that we with this move d3 we move this pawn, which was last piece, which was stopping this attack of this bishop on g7. And after this move white can take with bishop or queen, but okay, let's say with bishop is more logical and after bishop d3 then bishop a1, and we can see that black is completely winning in this position. Now let's see another illustrative example, and this is our second illustrative example for today. And okay, we're looking from white perspective, and white is on the move, of course. So let's start with estimation of the position. We can see that this is some kind of early stage of endgame, and king should be centralized in this moment. And this king on c1 is still too far from centralizing, and probably idea can be to be improved by playing king b2 and maybe king c3 in some situations. Okay, rook on d2 is supporting this passed pawn on d6, which can be very vulnerable if black managed to bring his king and to attack this pawn uh, also with other pieces. And okay, rook on e1 can be easily moved on d file to protect this pawn on d6 once more, and that will be one of our candidate move, by the way. And okay, this rook is also creating some X-ray attack on this bishop and on this square on e6. So let's see, this bishop on e2 is somehow misplaced, because this bishop is stopping this attack of this rook, and also this bishop cannot find easily some good place on the board. Knight on f4 is very strong, attacking this bishop on e6, and also can be easily centralized in some moment of the game by playing knight d5. And okay, now we will take a look in black position, and we can see that black king is much closer to the center, so this king is very strong. These rooks are attacking this pawn on d6, and okay, knight on e5 is also centralized, and only weakness in black position is this bishop on e6, which is very weak and also under this X-ray attack. And okay, material is even, and now white should try to find a way how to use this X-ray attack or to protect this pawn on d6, which is under attack at the moment. So first candidate move can be, of course, a rook from e to d1, and probably this pawn on d6 is going to fall very soon. But anyway, black has double pawn on f file, and white will have some compensation. Probably game will be ended in a draw, but white should try to find some way how to use this X-ray attack. And okay, it's very logical that we have couples of pieces which are stopping this attack, so we should move this bishop, pawn and knight from way of attacking. And how to achieve that? First, we will make this square of e6 much more important by playing knight e6, and after knight e6, king e6, we can see that there is X-ray attack on this king on e6, and now we can use some potential pinning, and we will use that by playing f4. We are attacking this knight, and black has two options, and both options are leading to a mate. Okay, first option is knight c6, but then bishop c4, and that is mate. Instead of knight c6, black can play e3 to take this pawn. Of course, black can also play knight d3, but that is a move which should not be considered, because this is absolutely losing for black we can see that very easily. So this bishop is completely safe because of this pinning. So okay, uh, another option which is quite logical is to take this pawn by playing ef3, and now we can see that we move this e4 pawn from this x-ray attack, and now we can move one more piece and to use this pinning by playing bishop c4, and it's a mate. So we use the discover attack and we used it well. Let's see now one more illustrative example, and then we will go to some practical example. In this example, we're looking in the position from black perspective, and black is on the move. First, we will take a look in quantitative analyze, and we can see that black has queen to rooks, bishop, and 4 pawns, and white has queen to rooks, knight, and 4 pawns. So material is approximately equal. And we will immediately start with qualitative analyze. And we can see that there is weakness of first rank on 8 rank for this king on a8, and that means that this king on a8 is weak potentially. And also we can see that and white king is also very weak because of this weakness of first rank. And okay, now we'll take a look in position of queen on b6, which is very strong and attacking these dark squares around white king, also controlling many squares, and this queen is very active. We can see that also rooks are on open file and fighting for this open file on e file and c file, and at the moment this rook on c8 is attacking this queen, and rook on e8 is attacking this rook on e1, a2, and potentially attacking this square on e1, which is very important, and that is some kind of x-ray attack. Bishop on b4 is also very active. So main minus in black position is this weak 8th rank and weak position of the king with that. And okay, we already said that the position of white king is also very weak because of a very weak first rank. Queen on c2 is under attack, but we will see that it's not so easy to take this queen on c2. Rook on e2 is fighting for this e file. Rook on d5 is very active, and knight on f5 is ready to jump on d4 probably, and to block attack of this queen and to participate in some attack on black king. So now we will see that it is not possible to take this queen on c2 so easily because of weak last rank and rook e8. We can see that this is leading to a mate after sacrificing these all pieces, its mate. So rook c2 is not possible, but we already said that there is one more minus in black position, in white position, and that is very weak first rank, and we'll use it by using this x-ray attack and playing queen f2. And we can easily see that white is threatening to give a mate by playing queen f1, and also threatening to take this rook on e2 with queen, and it is not white is not able to protect both of this threat so easily. And okay, after for instance rook f2, then rook e1 is leading to a mate. After rook f1 mate. Instead of rook f2, white could play also knight g3, and after this move we can see that white is protecting this important square on f1 and also this rook on e2, but again we'll see power of x-ray attack, and we will play queen e1 check. So white black is sacrificing this queen on e1, and after rook e1, which is almost forced, rook e1, knight f1, knight f, rook f1, and it is mate. So, okay, this was last illustrative example for today, and now we will take a look in one practical example. This is our first practical example for today, and we're looking in this position from white perspective, and white is on the move. Let's start with our thinking process, and like always, first step is estimation of the position, and we will start with quantitative analysis of the position. White has queen, 2 rooks, bishop, knight, and 6 pawns, and black has queen, 2 rooks, bishop, knight, and 7 pawns. So black is pawn up, and from material point of view, black is slightly better. Now we'll go to qualitative analyze, and we can see that this king on g1 can be potentially weak, but at the moment black is not able to attack this king on these weak dark squares, so this king is for the moment perfectly safe on g1. Queen on g4 is creating some potential attack on king's side, and potential idea can be maybe h4, h5, and to put pressure on this knight and this pawn on g7. Also, we should mention that okay, this knight on f5 is also supporting this attack on black king, but also we should mention that this queen is creating X-ray attack on this queen on d7, and piece and pawn which are stopping this attack are e6 pawn and knight on f5, and potentially maybe white can use this X-ray attack. But let's continue with our estimation of the position. We can see that this rook on a1 is undeveloped for the moment, but can be easily developed on d or e file to control this half open file. Rook on d2 is fighting for the control over this half open file, d file, and also creating pinning on this pawn on half pinning of this pawn on d6 for protection of this queen on d7. And bishop on g2 is controlling this long diagonal, and this bishop is very powerful. And now we'll take a look in black position. We can see that there is some potential weakness around this king on g8, and okay, we can see that also there is a possibility of attacking g7 for white, so that is one of the weakness. And also weakness is that light squares around this king can be also very dangerous. A queen on d7 is under X-ray attack and also half pinned, so it is bad position of this queen obviously. Knight on g6 is protecting this king on g8 from mating on g7, so this knight is very important. And rooks are fighting for this half open b file, but somehow these rooks are out of the game and does not participate in main battle. And okay, bishop on e7 is also protecting this d6 pawn and potentially can defend king. And now we should try to find a plan for white how to use this active position of queen, knight, and bishop, and how to use X-ray attack in this example. And okay, we can see that this knight on f5 is under attack for the moment, and one of the candidate move can be to take on e7, and after knight e7 we can see that there is a possibility for black to move this queen from X-ray attack and this half pinning by playing queen e7, and after, for instance, rook e1 to develop last piece, and also to attack this weak pawn on e6 after e5. There is some weak squares in black camp, and after bishop d5, king h8, queen h5. This is just small compensation for this pawn. Probably this position is approximately equal. So we didn't use this X-ray attack in this position, and we should try to use it by playing another candidate move, and that is bishop d2. So we are making half pinning, actually full pinning of this e6 pawn for protection of this king, and also we are trying to move one of the pieces which are stopping this X-ray attack. And obviously if black takes this bishop on d5, then after knight h6 we are making double attack, and this queen is going to fall, and this is a very strong example for power of X-ray attack. And okay, if black does not have intention to do this, then probably a logical choice for black is to play king f8, and after this move white can play rook e1 and to continue to attack this position of black king and this weak pawn on e6. And again, now black is forced to take on d5 or e5, and okay, if black takes on d5 for instance, then obviously after rook e7 black is forced to take this rook on e7 with queen, and after knight e7, cd5, white has big material advantage and white is completely winning in this position. Instead of ed5, black could try also ef5, and after this move we will use this weak light square around black king, and we will try to mate this king. And okay, after this move black need to try to move this king on queen side to try to protect from mate. And okay, after king e8, bishop e6, we are improving position of this bishop, and after queen c6, queen h7, this knight is hanging, knight f8, queen g7, knight e6, rook e6, we are threatening mate on e7, so rook from a to b7 for instance, to try to protect this bishop on e7, and after rook d e2, black is not able to protect anymore this bishop, because if queen c7, then queen g8, and after king d8 we can see that defense of this bishop on e7 is intercepted, and we can take this bishop on e7 after rook e7, king c6, queen d5 mate. This was all for today. This was a lesson about X-ray attack for an easy level. I hope you enjoyed, and this was Bojan Jovanovic for the best of chess, and see you soon.